The sun blazed over the open highway, casting a golden sheen on a sleek, white Lamborghini slicing through the wind. Behind the wheel was Victoria Hastings, a young billionaire with icy blue eyes and a reputation sharper than her designer stilettos. Her diamond-studded fingers tapped the steering wheel to the beat of the music blasting through the speakers. Speed thrilled her. Limits didn't exist. A smirk curved her lips. Then, chaos. A truck ran a red light. Metal crunched. Glass shattered. Time slowed as the Lamborghini spun out of control, flipping twice before slamming into a street pole with a deafening crash. Silence. Smoke. Pain. Victoria's vision blurred. She couldn't move. Her whole body screamed in protest. Then our footsteps. A shadow blocked the sun. A 12-year-old black boy, Malik Carter, appeared beside the wreckage, his eyes wide, filled with concern. "Ma'am, are you okay? I can help," he said urgently. Victoria's bloodied lips parted. Her breath trembled. Then she saw his face. Something inside her snapped. "Don't touch me," she hissed, venom lacing every word. Even on the edge of death, she rejected help. His help. Malik flinched, his small fist clenching. He could have walked away, left her in the wreckage she created. But he didn't. Instead, he made a choice that would change everything. Ignoring her protests, Malik yanked open the twisted car door. The stench of leaking gasoline filled the air. One spark and it'd all go up in flames. "Ma'am, we have to go! Now!" he shouted. Victoria weakly resisted, but Malik didn't wait for permission. He gripped her arm and dragged her out, stumbling under her weight. They barely made it 10 steps. Boom! A fireball exploded behind them. The Lamborghini swallowed in flames. The blast knocked them to the ground. Victoria coughed, her body trembling. She turned her head and saw the boy who just saved her life. For the first time in her privileged, carefully curated world, she had no words. Hours later, Victoria woke up in a hospital bed. Her assistant, Lauren, was pacing nearby. "You need to see this," Lauren said, handing her a tablet. Victoria squinted at the screen. Her heart dropped. News headlines flashed across the display. Billionaire racist rescued by 12-year-old black boy. Victoria Hastings saved by a child. She rejected. Karma? Comment sections exploded with outrage. "She deserves it. That kid has a bigger heart than she ever will. Is she even human?" Victoria's fingers trembled. She had built an empire, dominated industries, crushed competitors. But none of it prepared her for this. The internet had seen the truth, and it wasn't going away. But this time, Victoria couldn't spin the narrative, couldn't silence the voices, couldn't bury the truth. And she hated it. She hated how powerless she felt. She hated how the world now saw her. But most of all, she hated Malik Carter for being the reason behind it all. For days, she stayed locked away, avoiding headlines, avoiding the shame. But no matter how deep she buried herself in luxury, she couldn't escape the memory. The boy's face haunted her, the way he ran toward danger for someone who had rejected him. She needed answers, so she did what she did best. She hunted him down. When her jet-black Rolls-Royce glided into Malik's neighborhood, it was like landing on another planet. Cracked sidewalks, trash-strewn gutters, boarded-up buildings, kids playing with half-broken toys. It was a world she had only seen through tinted windows, and now she was standing in the middle of it, in $1,000 heels. Malik was seated on a crumbling curb, a worn sketchbook in his lap, pencil dancing across the page. He looked up casually. No surprise, no awe, just boredom. "You're late," he muttered, flipping to a new page. Victoria blinked. "Excuse me?" "You were going to come," he said simply. "People like you always do, when it's about your reputation." The words cut sharper than any headline. Victoria's lips tightened. For the first time in her life, she was the one being judged. She stepped closer. "I never thanked you," she said, voice low. Malik didn't look up. "You don't have to," he replied flatly. Her fingers curled around her designer purse. She'd come for answers. But now she wasn't sure she was ready to hear them. "I owe you," Victoria says quietly. Malik finally looks up, his eyes steady. "You don't owe me," he replies. You owe them. He nods toward the children playing barefoot on cracked pavement. His world. A world she had ignored her entire life. For a moment, Victoria feels something unfamiliar. Something deeply unsettling. Small, powerless, humbled. For the first time, she realizes money isn't the only kind of power. This boy, with nothing to his name, had something she had never known: humanity. And it scared her more than any hostile takeover ever had. Days later, the world is stunned. A breaking news alert flashes across screens everywhere. Victoria Hastings donates $10 million to underserved schools across the nation. Critics roll their eyes. Another PR stunt, they say. But then something unexpected happens. She doesn't just sign a check, she shows up. Victoria walks into underfunded classrooms, sits beside overwhelmed teachers, listens to exhausted principals, shakes the hands of wide-eyed students. She doesn't arrive with cameras. She arrives with purpose. And standing at the back of one crowded school auditorium, watching this woman bridge the impossible gap between two worlds, is Malik Carter. For the first time, he sees something different in her eyes. Maybe, just maybe, people can change. Weeks later, Malik finds an envelope slipped under his door. Inside, a scholarship, a future, a chance. He looks up at the city skyline, those towering buildings Victoria Hastings once ruled with ice in her veins. Now they don't seem so far away, because sometimes true power isn't about wealth, it's about choosing to be better. Would you help someone who once despised you? Drop your thoughts in the comments.